I'm just going to sit here because I, for some reason, have a cold now. So I'm not going to make you sick. And usually I'm so much more dynamic, but I can't really speak. And I think I'm having problems with this mic because I have too many accessories on, but I'm going to try to work around that. I have been working at the World Bank this is my third year now. I'm an operations officer, which is I basically have a grant management portfolio that I deal with. And one of the reasons why I sort of changed up my objective of the program, of my discussion today, is because I want to really enable myself to speak to you more about what I do and talk to you a little bit about the enabling environment. And I guess I need this thing, huh? Okay, that's okay. So the basic thing I want to really try to relay is the context in which social efforts and innovations exist within the social sphere of the bank. So I'm going to try to approach this by giving a little bit of an introduction. I mean, I know people know what the bank is, but I do have a couple slides of the goal, the mission, and all that, but I'll go through that quickly, and then give you a little bit of information of how social came to the bank. So people may not know that history, but that'll be relatively brief. And then I wanted to approach the question of innovation through funding streams. And as many of you know, there are so many funding mechanisms and ways to get funding, lending, grants, whatever, in the bank. And so I'm going to approach the discussion on innovation based on the funding streams for which I have been engaged in. And then I'm going to end with challenges, which there are hundreds of. And I hope that you all help me in this conversation, because I think many of you have had even more experience with the World Bank than myself, and I know someone here who has worked for the bank in the past, so it'll be interesting to hear perspectives from that. Okay. So everybody knows Bretton Woods, 1944, Reconstruction. Just kind of starting there. The challenge, reducing global poverty and fighting poverty with passion. I don't even know how you measure passion, but that's what it is in regards to the mission. I really just wanted to show this for people to, if you didn't know how many various elements there are to the World Bank group, now you see them and how a little complex and complicated it all is. And the members, everybody votes, everybody has a say, and you can also see from this slide sort of the chronology of how things came about. So interesting environment, interesting place to work. It can also offer some challenges, which we'll get to at the end. The World Bank people use the World Bank group to reference all of those, but interchangeably with the World Bank, which is really just IBRD and IDA, which is some funding streams. So when people say the World Bank, they're really just referencing these lending and grant mechanisms. Okay, so to the point about social. So it all started in the 70s, really, and I guess the bank was really looking at it more in regards to project effectiveness. And so it wasn't until the mid-'80s and mid-'90s that they realized, oh, well, there may be some adverse effects to the things that we're doing in the field, and maybe we should be looking at it a little bit more.